Hey, shalom, shalom. I was watching a video with Drop Nation, and they were he was speaking about the Most High takes a form as a dragon. If you read in Psalms 18:6 and 2 Samuel, there's a couple scriptures, and also seraphims are dragons, and they have a description from a dictionary. I think it's in the 18 or early 1900s. And it says that a comet is, it actually says that it has a stringy tail and dreadlocks in the face of it. So that's kind of weird. So you pretty much, dragons have dreadlocks. But, so I pulled, I think 8 or 9 scriptures, and it's going to pretty much prove that the Most High can take, or will take the form of a dragon when he's coming to destroy or kill. And I have this Bible called the Coburn Bible, which it has in an account of Egypt when they were being destroyed. And they said Egypt was destroyed in one night. Nah, they got tormented for 9 days. 9 days they went through this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the scriptures. I'm gonna read David's first, and then I'll go into the Coburn Bible and read some of that, so we can kind of link it up, so you can see that when the Most High came to destroy Egypt, this is the form he was in. So, if y'all ready, let's go. And I have an old Bible from the 1800s. It's a big giant Bible. So here we go. 551. See, this thing is so big, I had to write the pages down. Yeah. All right, we almost there, y'all. 53. All right. So this is Psalms 18:6. Hold on. Make sure I got this right. Yeah, Psalms 18:6. Okay. All right. So I'll start at 6. It says, "The cords of the netherworld enmeshed me. The snares of death overtook me. In my distress, I called upon Hawah and cried out to my power. From his temple, he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ears." So the Most High is saying the Most High has ears. "The earth swayed and quaked. The foundations of the mountains trembled and shook when his wrath flared up. Smoke rose from his nostrils." So he got a nose. And the devouring fire from his mouth that kindled the coals into flame. And he inclined the heavens and came down with dark clouds under his feet. He mounted a cherub and flew, borne on the wings of the wind. And he made darkness the cloak about him, dark misty rain clouds, his wrath. From the brightness of his presence, coals were kindled to flame. The Lord thundered from heaven. The Most High gave forth his voice. He sent forth his arrows to put them to flight. Now, I'm going to see what the note says. So this thing has footnotes. So let me see. Let me see if I can see them, because I'm kind of blind. All right, so it says Psalms 18. I'm going to go to it. So it says, "This psalm of thanksgiving is also given with a few small variants in 2 Samuel 22. In both places, it is attributed to David to what is this? Two main sections can be distinguished. In the first part, after an introductory stanza of praise to Hawah, the royal psalmist, described the described the peril he was in. It's kind of hard to read because it's small, and then poetically depicts under the form of what is this, theophany, God's intervention in his behalf, concluding with an acknowledgement of God's justice. In the second part, God is praised for having prepared the psalmist for war, giving him victory over his enemies, whom he put to flight, and bestowed to him dominion over many peoples. The whole psalm ends with I can't see what that says, of grateful praise. It's probably saying poem. All right. So now I'm going to go into the Coburn Bible, and I'm going to read part 1 from the Great Scroll. All right, here we go. Men forgot the days of the destroyer. Only the wise knew where it went and that it will return in its appointed hour. It raged across the heavens in the days of wrath, and this was its likeness. Now listen to this. It was as a billowing cloud of smoke enwrapped in a ruddy glow, not distinguishable in joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. All right, so I'm going to read what David said. Okay, I'm going to go back to 6. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 7. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried out to my God. From his temple he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ears. The earth swayed and quaked. All right, let's see if I put that, if that was in there. Let's see. Okay, no, that part didn't show up yet. Okay, the mountains and the foundations trembled and shook when his wrath flared up. Smoke rose from his nostrils. Okay, let's see where we at. Okay, and a devouring flame from his mouth that kindled coals into flame. Okay, so let's see. Distinguishable across the heavens, a wrath likeness of a long cloud wrapped. Distinguishable. Okay, listen. It says its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinder. It says smoke rose from his nostrils, and a devouring flame from his mouth that kindled coals into flame. So this is a precept. This is pretty much saying the same thing I just read. I just read smoke rose from his nostrils, and a devouring fire from his mouth that kindled coals into flame. It says here, its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. Hot cinders is like coals. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm going to read the next paragraph on the Coburn Bible. When the ages passed, certain laws operated upon the stars in heaven. Their ways change. There is movement and restlessness. They are no longer constant, and a great light appeared redly in the sky. So they're saying it was a bright light, and it was kind of red looking. When blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear. The mountains, okay, here we go. The mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ash. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and seas will boil. The heavens will burn brightly and redly. There will be a copper hue. over the face of the land, followed by the day of darkness. A new moon will appear and break up and fall. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go right back to David again. We're going to do it again. It says, from his temple we hear my voice, and my cry reached his ears. The earth swayed, right? I just read that. So, oh God, this stupid phone. All right. So I just read that, right? So let's see. I'm gonna go right to it. I will read the stars. Okay, when the ages pass, change. All right, the waves of change and movement, darkness. Okay, constant skies. Okay. Now it says, when blood drops to the earth, the destroyer will appear, and the mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ash. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Water will be swallowed up by the land, which is like an earthquake, and the seas will boil. All right, so it'll tell you right here that the foundations and the mountains trembled and shook when his wrath flared up. Smoke rose from his nostrils, and a devouring flame from his mouth. And it says, and he inclined the heavens and came down with dark clouds under his feet. All right, so let's go into this in here and see if we can find some dark clouds. All right, so what was I at? Brightly, redly, Q, copper. Okay. The people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and the battle cry of the destroyer. And will seek refuge in the den of the earth. Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from the broken pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer. Thus, in the days of heavenly wrath, which have gone, and thus will be in the days of doom. So this is actually referencing Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel, right? When it comes again, the times of its coming and going are known unto the wise. See that? These are the signs and the times which shall precede the destroyer return. 110 generations. 110 generations shall pass into the west, and nations will rise and fall. Men will fly in the air as birds, wow, and swim in the seas as fishes. Men will talk peace one with another. Hypocrisy and deceit shall have their day. Okay, this is getting into a little bit more, but what I want to do is just get into the description of that. We can get into, I guess, on another video, because I pulled like at least 10 precepts already, out of especially Isaiah. So I just want to see where it's getting into another description. But here it says, then the heavens will tremble and the earth move. Men will quake in fear, and while terror walks with them, the heralds of doom will appear. They will come softly as thieves to the tomb. When men will know them what for what they are. Men will be deceived. The hour of the destroyer is at hand. In those days, men will have the great book before them. Wisdom will be revealed. Wow. The few will be gathered for the stand. It is the hour of trial. The dauntless ones will survive. The stout-hearted will not go down. Will not go down to destruction. Great God of all ages, alike to all who set the trials of men, but merciful to our children in the days of doom. Wow. Men must suffer to be great, but hasten for not his progress unduly in the great when no one be not too harsh on the lesser ones among men. Even the sons of a thief has become your scribe. All right, so I'm gonna go into the next book. So the second book of the destroyer. Let's see what that has. Mhm. Okay. All right. Well, here's another description right here. So it says, "This is the thing which will be seen. This is the terror your eyes will behold. This is the form of destruction that will rush upon you. There will be the great body of fire, the glowing head with many mouths and eyes everywhere. Oh, no, eyes ever changing. Sorry. Terrible teeth will be seen in formless mouths, and the fearful dark belly will glow readily from his fire inside." It sounds like a dragon. "Even the most stout-hearted man will tremble in his bowels be loosened, for this is not a thing." I don't want to jump off course, but in Isaiah, it says that he loosened his bowels when he was born before the Most High. I can't remember what scripture it is, but I remember it though. Understandable to men, it will be a vast sky-spanning form enwrapping the earth. All right. Burning with many hues within wide open mouths. This will descend and sweep across the face of the land, engulfing all in the yawning jaws. The greatest warrior will charge against it in vain. The fangs will fall out, and lo, they are terror-inspiring things of cold, hardened water. Great boulders will be hurled down upon men, crushing them into red powder. Sheesh. Oh. Alright, so flames go for softly. Okay. So, alright. So we read Psalms. So now I'm gonna go to 2 Samuel to pretty much confirm what I just read to y'all in this book called the Coburn Bible. 2:7. So listen, this is a description of the Most High, what form he takes. So, all right, 2 Samuel 22:5. All right, y'all, let's go. 22. All right. The breakers of death surged round about me. The floods of perdition overwhelmed me. The cords of the netherworld enmeshed me. The snares of death overtook me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried out to my power. From his temple he heard my voice, and my cry reached his ears. The earth swayed and quaked, the foundations of heaven trembled and shook when his wrath flared up. Smoke rose from his nostrils, and a devouring fire from his mouth. He kindled coals into flame. He inclined the heavens and came down. Didn't I just read this in the Coburn Bible? Hold on. We're going to go back to that because I know I just read that. Hold on. Let's see. Where we at? All right. Let me find it. There it is. All right. Yeah. So it says, when the heavens shall be torn apart and the skies rent twain, the days of, in those days when children will turn gray-headed. All right. Hold on. Let me find it. Body of fire glowing. Form of destruction. Form of mouth. Oh, here it is right here. It will be a vast sky spanning form enwrapping the earth, burning with many hues within a wide open mouths. So it says the earth swayed and quaked, the foundations of the heavens trembled and shook. When his wrath flared up, smoke rose from his nostrils, devouring flame from his mouth kindled. He inclined the heavens and came down. So that's pretty much what I just read. With dark clouds under his feet, He mounted a cherub and flew, borne on the wings of the wind. He made darkness a shelter about him, with spattering rain and thickening clouds. From the brightness of his presence, coals were kindled to flame. So that's the same as Psalms, pretty much. So we're going to do another one. So let's go to Numbers 16. Number 16 and 35. All right, now, bear with me. Not as fast as y'all is. A lot of people are, but I try. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Geez, these pages. You're so thin. All right, so we got 1635. All right. 25. Okay. So they withdrew from the space around the dwelling of Hawah, Dathan and Abram. The fire from the Lord came down. The fire from the Lord came forth, which consumed the 250 men who were offering incense. Yeah, close. Okay. Of the mountain tent. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, depart from the community, that I may consume them at once. And they fell, to prostrate. Okay. All right. Well, that's close enough. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's do 4 and 11. All right. That was more like, the Most High just sent fire down there. He probably just blew his breath down at them, burnt their behinds up. All right, so Deuteronomy 4 and 11. Here we go. All right. 10, 11. You came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, which blazed to the very sky with fire, and was enveloped in a dense black cloud. Then the Lord spoke to you from the midst of the fire. You heard the sound of the words, but saw no form. There was only a voice. So this is almost the same thing. It's fire and black smoke, or black clouds. Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy 5:23. So what I'm doing is just proving that it's the same every time the Most High appears. It's the same form. He's coming down in the same form. Okay. Let's go. Deuteronomy 5:23. All right. But when you heard the voice from the midst of the darkness, while the mountain was ablaze with fire, you hear this? You came to me in the person of all your tribal heads and elders, and said, Lord, the Lord our God has indeed let us see his glory and his majesty. So that's telling you. So that's Moses saying that the Most High came down in thick, dark clouds and fire. So right now, we're we're 3. 3 for 3. Well, it's not a test, but y'all know what I mean. So let's go to, I did 4 and 11, right? Yeah, so let's go to, no, I did 5 and 23, I think. Yeah. So let's go to 5, and I think I did 25 too. Okay, so let's go to 9 and 15. This is still Deuteronomy. 9 and 15, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to read both chapters of the Destroyer. Actually, all 3 chapters. So that way, y'all hear me keep repeating the same thing while I go through scripture. Then I'm going to go into the Coburn Bible and I'm going to literally read the same thing to you. But you're going to get a little more because while I'm reading, it's going to come to you as far as all the precepts about the destruction and everything. So now, when that sky split, y'all know what y'all going to see. Y'all know it's coming because remember the Most High said He's coming. He didn't say I'm sending somebody. He said I'm coming. So let's go there. All right. So Deuteronomy 9:15. Let's get it. All right. Okay. When I had come down again from the blazing and fiery mountain with the 2 tablets of the covenant in both of my hands, I saw how you had sinned against the Lord and had already turned aside from the way of the Lord. Okay. All right. Well, it still gives you a description. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to Ezekiel 1 and 4. Let's go. All right, here we go. Ezekiel 1 and 4. As I looked, a storm wind came from the north. A huge cloud with flashing fire enveloped in brightness, from the midst of which the midst of the fire something gleamed like electrum. When it was figures ensembling 4 living creatures that looked like this. Their form was human, but each had 4 faces and 4 wings, and their legs went straight down. The soles of their feet were round. They sparkled with a gleam like burnished brass. All right, so this is a description of angels. Okay, but it still gives you the fires. Everything has something to do with fire. So okay, let's do Micah 1 and 4. You know, ain't driving me crazy about this book is all these pictures of these white people. It drives me crazy. It's like every chapter got a picture of a white man. All right, here we go. This is Micah 1 and 4. The mountains melt under him, and the valleys split open, like wax before the fire, like water poured down a slope. For the crime of Jacob, all this came to pass, and for the sins of the house of Israel. What is the crime of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? And what is the sin of the house of Judah? Is it not Jerusalem? All right, this got me a little, I want to know. So I'm going to go to the notes. I just want to know. All right, so this is Micah 1 and 4. Let me find it, y'all. I got to see what the precept for this is. I just want to see. We got Deuteronomy. I gotta see. Right. Yeah, it's funny. It's not giving me a note for this. All right. So 1 through 2, temple pictures. 1 and 7. Yeah, they're not giving me nothing for it. Is that something? No. Okay. Same thing. It's a fire, and it melts everything. So we got cloud and we got fire. All right, so let's go to Psalms 5, Psalms 29 and 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Psalms 29 and 7. All right, the voice of the Lord strikes fiery flames. The voice of the Lord shakes the desert. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord twists the oaks and strips the forest, and in his temple all say glory. Hold on, y'all. I just read that about a forest too. All right, so let's see. Right here. Well, you know what? I'll just I'm at the last one anyway. So that was Psalms 29:7. Still speaking of fire. So we getting there. All right. All right, the last one, Isaiah 30:27. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these pages are so thin. I can't never turn these pages. Okay. All right, 30:27. All right. See the name of the Lord coming from afar in burning wrath with lowering clouds. His lips are filled with fury. His tongue is like a consuming fire. So we got clouds, we got fire. His breath like a flood in a ravine that reaches suddenly to the neck. Will winnow the nations with the destructive winnowing, and the wrath repeated. Winnowings will he battle against them, and a bridle on the jaws of the people to send them astray. All right, I'm gonna go into the notes for this too. I want to see what they have for this. So what is this? 27, right? I guarantee you they're not gonna put up a note. They got one for 30. To, like this is crazy. It's like certain stuff they don't want you to know. Yeah, man. Yeah, everything for 30. See how they do you? Okay. All right, so here we go, y'all. I'm gonna read Colburn Bible, The Destroyer, chapter 1. I'm gonna just go back. I'm gonna read it all, and I think it's it's 3 of them. All right, so here we go. Go to 1. All right. Men forget the days of the destroyer. Only the wise knew where it went and that it will return in its appointed hour. It raged across the heavens in the days of wrath, and this was its likeness. It was as a billowing cloud of smoke. We just read that almost 9 times. Enwrapped in a ruddy glow, meaning like fire. So we read that in all the scriptures, the books. Not distinguishable in joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. We read that. All right. When the ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heavens. Their ways change there in movement. The restlessness, they are no longer constant, and a great light appears redly in the skies. When blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Trees will be destroyed, and all living things engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land, and the seas will boil. Sheesh. The heavens will burn brightly and readily. There will, wow, there will be a copper hue over the face of the land, followed by a day of darkness. This is the day of the Lord. A new moon will appear and break up and fall. Wow. It's probably that moon rock, Yah. It's a moon called Yah. So that's so if you calling on that moon, you're worshiping something in the heavens. So you don't worship nothing in the heavens, or on the earth, or below the earth, or made with man's hands. hmm The people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet and the battle cry of the destroyer, and will seek refuge in the den of the earth. That's Isaiah, where it says we're gonna dig them out of their dens in the earth. hmm Terror will eat away their hearts, and their courage will flow from them like water from a broken pitcher. They will be eaten up in the flames of wrath and consumed by the breath of the destroyer. Mm. Thus, in the days of heavenly wrath which have gone, and thus it will be in the days of doom. This is in Isaiah. When it comes again, the time of its coming and going are known unto the wise. See? So this right here, we gotta, man, we gotta get into all these books, because the day is, we'll know the day. We know when it's coming. We just gotta search. Okay. These are the signs and times which shall precede the destroyer's return. So now, this is what we need to listen to. Just listen and see if we're close. All right. 110 generations shall pass into the west, and nations will rise and fall. So we got to look into the west. I'm going to write this down. 110 generations, and nations will rise and fall. So I'm going to write this down, and I'm going to look into this. 110 generations. All right. Okay, hold on. And I'll put rise and fall nations. All right. I'm going to look into this, and if I find something, I'll put a video up. All right. And it also tell you in the west. I'm sorry. All right, let me make sure I put that in the west. We're not in the west. We're in the north. Just so y'all know that. All right. Men will fly in the air as birds. So airplanes. I'll write that down. Number one, airplanes. We got that. So that's one. Check. All right. And swim in the seas as fishes. We got that. Boats. Submarines. Check. That's two. So you know we close. All right. Men will talk peace one with another. Hypocrisy and deceit shall have their day. Yes. Let's say government. Check. This is crazy. All right. Women will be as men, and men as women. Oh, Lord. Check. Gay. And what do they call a dyke? No, I ain't gonna say dyke. What do they call them? Oh, God. I don't even know what to call it, the name of it. I'll just say male chick. Male chick. I can't think of the word they call them. Okay, that's female. Passion will be a plaything of men. Oh, wow. Check. That's sex. Yo, this is crazy, because all this is going on right now. We run around, a lot of men run around and have sex with all types of females. A nation of soothsayers shall rise and fall, and their tongue shall be the speech learned. English. That's English, because they are the soothsayers. You know what they came here and did? And lied, because they lying now. You believe in that Jesus, Yahweh, Yahushua? I don't know what to tell you. But you better come up out of that. All right. A nation of lawgivers shall rule the earth and pass away in nothingness. That's going on right now. Yep. Again, government. I'm going to put governments because that's all of them. All right. One worship will pass into 4 quarters of the earth, taking peace and bringing war. What I just told y'all. Christianity. Jesus. I told y'all. And check. That's 8. Hold on. I got y'all. Just hold on. All right. Yep. Talking peace and bringing war. Okay. That's happening right now because that's all America do. They talk nice to you, turn around and throw a bomb at you. All right. A nation of the seas will be greater than any other. A nation of the seas. I guess I think America does have the strongest navy, right? I'm gonna look into that, but I'm gonna put navy because I think they are. That's 9. Okay. All right. But will be as an apple rotten at the court. Yeah, they talking about the America, and will not endure. That's what's happening right now. A nation of traitors will destroy men with wonders, and it shall have its day. That one, I might have to look up the word traitors because it may not mean what it means today. You know, a lot of words didn't mean what they say they are now. So I'm gonna look up traitor. All right. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, a nation of traitors. All right, y'all. Will destroy men with wonders, and it shall have its day. That could be the nuclear bomb. That's a wonder. You know, these bombs and all these missiles and all these crazy machines and stuff they have. All right. Then shall the high strive with the low, the north with the south, the east with. I'm wondering. I think we are. The south is. I think it's Korea. We got to look into that too. So I'm gonna look into that. North and south. I think that's. I don't know. That's a good one, though. All right, but let's get into it. All right. It shall strive with the low. All right. So it says. Oh, yo. All right. She just told me. The Holy Spirit. She just told me. So it says, then shall the high strive with the low. All right. So what it's saying is, okay, you see how they were above us and we were nothing. If you notice, like we're all coming together. You see what I'm saying? So it's saying that we're gonna be like joining. Remember, that's why the scripture says, whoever's caught joining hand with them shall be destroyed. This is what that's saying. That's what that's saying. Then the high shall strive with the low. That's speaking about us. Okay, it has a comma. Then it goes into another sentence. Then it says the north with the south, the east with the west, and the light with the darkness. Yeah, that's what's going on. Men shall be divided by their races, and the children will be born as strangers among them. See that? That's what we divided as, from races. So, I mean, even though they call us colors, but it's they try to put it as a race. So that's what's going on. People are divided by races. Brother shall strive with brother, and husband with wife. Okay. Fathers will no longer instruct their sons, and their sons will be wayward. That is definitely going on. Women will become a common property of men and will no longer be held in regard and respect. Wow. Yeah, all this is happening right now. That's crazy. See this? And these brothers telling y'all stick with the Bible. Y'all wouldn't know none of this. You see this? Then men will be ill at ease in their hearts. They will seek, they know not. Oh, they will seek, know not what, and uncertainty and doubt will trouble them. That's a good one. I gotta look into that one. They will possess great riches, but be poor in spirit. Wow, that's it right there. They will be poor in spirit. Okay. Then will the heavens tremble and the earth move. Men will quake in fear, and while terror walks with them, the heralds of doom will appear. Wow. That's what's coming this year, y'all. So we gotta get it. Anybody that ain't right, man, let's just repent and come out of whatever. It don't matter what it is. They will come softly as thieves to the tombs. Men will know, men will know them for what they are. Wow. So we gonna know what they are. Okay. Men will be deceived. The hour of the destroyer is at hand. In those days, men will have the great book before them. You hear this? Wisdom will be revealed. See that? The few will be gathered for the stand. It is the hour of trial. The dauntless ones will survive. I got to look up the word dauntless. My thing is, if I don't know the word, I don't know the word. I'm not going to sit in and try to act like I know something I don't know what it means. All right. The stout-hearted will not go down to destruction. Great God of all ages, alike to all, who sets the trials of men. Be merciful to our children in the days of doom. Men must suffer to be great, but hasten not as his progress unduly. In the great winnowing, be not too harsh on the lesser ones among men. Okay. Even the son of a thief has become your scribe. Yeah. Okay. So, that's what they call us anyway, thieves and all that craziness. All right, y'all. So I'm going into the next one. Wow. Just think, if you wouldn't go into other books, you would not know none of this. All right, y'all. This is part 3. The dune shape called the destroyer in Egypt was seen in all the lands whereabouts. In color, it was bright and fiery in appearance, changing and unstable. It twists about itself like a coil, like water bubbling into a pool from an underground supply. And all men agreed it was a most fearsome sight. It was not a great comet or a lucent star, being more like a fiery body of flame. Its movements on high were slow. Below it swirled in the manner of smoke. So here we go with the smoke. And it remained close to the sun, whose face it hid. Then was a bloody redness about it, which changed as it passed along its course. It caused death and destruction in its rising and setting. It swept the earth with a with a gray cinder, rain, and caused many plagues, hunger, and other evils. It bit the skin of men and beasts until they became mottled with sores. Mottled. Mottled with sores. The earth was troubled and shook. The hills and mountains moved and rocked. That's Psalms 18 right there. The dark smoke filled the heavens, bowed over the earth, and the great howl came to the ears of men. Borne to them upon the wings of the wind. It was the cry of the dark Lord. the master of dread. Thick clouds of fiery smoke passed before him, and there was an awful hail of hot stones and coals of fire. Yeah, yeah, I think that was Psalms too. Yeah, Psalms 18. I think that was in there too. All right. The doom shape thundered sharply in the heavens and shot out bright lightnings. The channels of water were turned back into themselves. Wow. When the land tilted and great trees were tossed about and snapped like twigs, then a voice like 10,000 trumpets was heard. Wow. 10,000 trumpets, y'all. That's loud. Was heard over the wilderness. And before its burning breath, the flames parted. That is Deuteronomy when they were saying, the Most High when he spoke. Y'all hear that? All right. What was that? Like 10,000 trumpets over the wilderness before its burning breath. The flames parted. The whole of the land moved and mountains melted. The sky itself roared like 10,000 lions in agony. The bright arrows of blood spread back and forth across its face. Earth swelled up like bread upon a hearth. Wow. This was the aspect of the doom shape called the destroyer. When it appeared in the days long gone by in olden times, it is thus described in the old records, few of which remain. It is said that when it appears, oh my goodness, in the heavens above, earth splits open from the heat like a nut roasted before the fire. Well, this must be saying in the scripture where it says we will walk through the flames. You hear it? Oh, wow. See this? Them precepts popping in your head. Then flames shout up through the surface and leaped about like fiery fiends upon black blood. Wow. Oh, black blood. I guess that's burnt blood. I don't know. Don't give me the line to y'all. All right. The moisture inside the land is all dried up. The pastures and cultivated places are consumed in the flames, and they and all the trees become white ash. The doom shaped is like a circling ball of flame, with scattered small fiery offspring in its train. Wow. Its cover about the fifth part of the sky and sends withering snake-like fingers down to earth. Fifth part of the sky, that's a nice portion. Before the sky appears frightened, and it breaks up and scatters away. What did it say? The Most High is going to split the sky open? What is that? That's Deuteronomy, right? Or is that... No, that's Ezekiel, if I'm not... In fact, let me find that. I think that's Ezekiel, y'all. Ezekiel. I think it was Ezekiel. I want to see y'all. I'm sorry, but I need to see this. I need to know what scripture that is. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it is Ezekiel. Where was I at? One, yeah. Look, storm came from the north, huge cloud, and this is speaking about the angels. Oh man, which one was it? Let's see if it's my. I hate when I can't remember something. I'm in the New Testimony. The new story. Well, I'm not now, but I was. I just skipped it. I don't read that really. I read it, but I just know that it's not what they said it is. Okay. Well, this one is talking about the mountains melt under him and the valley split open like wax before the fire, like water poured down a slope. All right, but this is bothering me, y'all. Maybe it might be Isaiah. Let's try Isaiah 30. Yeah, this is really bothering me. It bothers me when I can't find something or I can't remember something. It really does. But we gonna find it, y'all. Because I'm persistent. I am persistent. Y'all, 37, 30, 27. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's see. All right. See the name of the Lord coming from afar in burning wrath with lowering clouds. This is what I'll just read to y'all. His lips are filled with fury. His tongue is like a consuming fire. Yep. His breath like a flood or ravening of raven that reaches suddenly to the neck. When nose